All right, now for the gargoyles. First boss. First required boss in this game. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. There's a couple of things that I want to do before we get there. One of which is going to be level up. I want to be able to one-hand this weapon, which is 16 strength. Oops. Nope, I am not duping. I am not cheating. This is a tutorial for casual players. Sorry, I cheat so much in this game, it's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so we won't be able to fully level off of my items, which is fine. $829. Cool. If we go back to that Hellkite Drake, we can actually use it to farm 500 souls each time we sit down. Kind of cool. I don't recommend farming in this game or any of the From Software games. It's not really necessary. Everything that you need is before you, not behind you. If you walk towards enemies, it can trigger attacks, which makes them predictable, and predictable makes it easier for us. Some enemies you can riposte, but not, or you can parry but not riposte. See? Can't riposte. Some enemies you can be behind and not backstab. They just don't have a backstab section. This guy always drops at least the Titanite shard. Woohoo! Firekeeper soul. I'm going to show you where to use that. In a second. These guys drop a really cool... These guys drop really cool swords. Ooh. Why are you down here? Sir? Hello? Hi. Go away. This guy only spawns once, so you don't have to worry about him coming back. Oops. Oh, that's a... If we attack now, he will backstab us. Or parry us, and then riposte us, and kill us. So the Channeler, these guys can have a 13% chance to drop their weapon. It's a part of the all achievements, and it's a pain in the butt to get. Oh yeah, this weapon was... This item was the halberd. Halberd is a very useful tool. Also requires 16 strength. Huh. The no-hit runners like to use this weapon because it has, boop, poke range. Keeps the enemies at a distance so they can't hit you, but you can hit them, which is kind of nice. You boop them. Use elevation to your advantage. Remember how we couldn't hit somebody because they were above us? Well, we can do the same to them. There's a couple of ways to do this room. I like to shoot these guys in the head. That sorcerer is usually shooting soul arrows at us, shooting magic at us during this time. Well, thankfully, we can shoot through these windows, but that soul arrow, that magic, can't hit us through the wall. See how frustrating it is to shoot through the wall sometimes? My goodness. Fine, I won't do that anymore. You can also just walk into the wall and stab them. As they're dying, they can't walk through... The others can't walk through them while they're in their death animation. So you can just sit here, poke and stabbies, or... yeah, I'll quit out. You can poke them through the wall, keep them from being able to attack you by having their dead bodies preventing the other guys from attacking you. Or you can do... Remember that wall of damage that I said that the special attack of this weapon can do? Well, cool. I killed all but 2. I killed all of them? Oh, there he is. You can also just lock on to one of them, as there's like 10 of them, 10 or 12 of them. You can just lock on to one and do the L2 in a line. Rude. Okay. So you could just do this 2 or 3 times, and it'll just kill all of them. So this is one of the hidden things that will make your life so much easier if you just do it this way. The mystery key or the master key unlocks this. If you see a body in a barrel, that body's got an item. Cool. Most of the time they're not too terribly helpful, but humanity's kind of cool. I'll explain one mechanic. See that one in the corner? It gives us humanity. It's just chilling there. We can use it. It's kind of like currency to some NPCs. But it also gives us resistances. And, thankfully, it can also give us item discovery. So each humanity will increase our item discovery, which is in the rightmost corner under curse resist and above attunement slots. It says 150. When I consume one more, there we go. It's 158. Now it stops giving you any benefits at at 10 humanity consumed. You might recognize this place. This is the beginning of the game. I didn't show it to you, but beginning of the game, ta-da! You can join a covenant with this guy, and once you do, he tries to convince you to not talk to him, and you're like, nah, dude, please. You have to say yes. You have to say yes twice. I accidentally said no. You say yes twice, you join the covenant, he sells you miracles, faith-based spells. Like Homeward, which is Homeward Bone, but unlimited amounts. You can just always go back home. And the ability to cast the spells. But we're not going to buy that because we can actually just loot that item over here. In a minute. Okay, remember that guy that I just unlocked from prison? He's kind of a dick. If you let him live. So he comes in 2 ways. You unlock him and he shows up here. If you unlocked him before killing the gargoyles, he'd be like, hey, that's pretty cool. Here's an item. Remember that item that I said that will unlock that covenant? Where is it? There it is. Sunlight Metals. The one that replaces the faith requirements to enter the Sunlight Covenant? Well, he's like, haha, you helped me, thanks, buddy. But if you don't unlock him before you kill the gargoyles, he will be here as well. But he won't give you an item. But if you go down and progress the game and you kill Quelaag and ring the other bell, when you come back up here, he kills her. And if she dies, the bonfire is gone. And then it gives you an item that you have to invade his world in another place. The item will tell you where you can use it to invade his world. But you have to invade his world and kill him. He has 2 allies to help him. All of them hurt really bad. Basically, the quest really sucks and it's better to just do this. In order to revenge her and get her soul back and bring it back to her body, you have to go kill him in his own world. Or you can just knock him off a ledge. Leave the area, come back, sit down at a bonfire, come back, or quit out and come back. And he gives you humanity and the Ring of Favor and Protection, or as we like to call it, the FAP ring. If we take it off, it breaks permanently. But it's really helpful. It helps give us more stamina. It helps give us, I think it's stamina regen. Yeah, it gives us more HP, more stamina, and the ability to carry more things or have armor. It's a very useful ring. I'm just going to give us one ability to cast a spell and a little bit more HP. All right. We have a weapon that's pretty strong. The Drake Sword. We have the ability to one-hand it, so we can block and attack. That was a running attack. We have a better shield? Yeah, we have a better shield. And we can roll with some armor on. I don't know how much. Nope, not that much. The reason why I'm rolling twice is because the rolling animation doesn't really update right away. So I just spam roll twice to see. The first one will always be the previous weight, so fast or light rolls. And the second roll will be the updated roll. Oh, hey, they're back. So I can show you this version. So I'm going to walk over here to activate them. I'm going to R2. R2. I'm not going to do it one more time. Remember that it's kind of costly for our durability if we keep using it. There you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we have a pretty strong weapon. Like, a very strong weapon. What we can do is we can use... I guess I could explain it now. Alright, so there's the ability to use the pine resins, right? Gold pine resin, which gives us lightning. I'll explain that other mechanic later. Okay, so I'm going to talk about lightning and why gold pine resin is the best resin in the game. Most things are not necessarily weak to lightning, but they're not resistant against lightning. So let's just say the gold pine resin gives us an additional 50 damage of lightning damage. Well, if an enemy is weak to lightning, that means they take more damage from lightning. We have the base damage of our weapon, which is 97, plus the 50, and then whatever multiplier it is of the lightning weakness. So if they take 20% extra damage of the 50, that's what? 15 extra damage? So now we're doing like 150 damage? 160, 170 damage? But just remember that all damages and resistances are calculated separately. So if I had fire resin that does 50 fire damage and they are strong against fire and they take 20% less damage from fire, now we're doing, instead of 160, we're doing 140 or whatever have you. Sometimes you see the sign. That means you're human. If you're not human, you can't see the sign. Solaire, kind of useless. Except for this fight, because he casts Lightning Bolt, which is lightning. And these enemies that we're about to fight are weak to lightning. So I'm going to actually summon him and let him do all the hard work. I have the ability to wear 2 more armor. This should be fine, right? Yeah, okay. So I'll explain one little kind of cool thing, I guess. These guys are actually in the game, but their AI is not activated, so you can't kill them. But if you see, it has a little bit of blood when it hits. All right. Once you pass a line, it'll activate the boss fight. Ah! Go get him, tiger. The reason why, if you're not planning on playing with friends, the reason why I don't like summoning is because the AI of the bosses gets really weird. Ah. The AI of the bosses gets really weird if you have other people in the fight. Kind of like in Elden Ring, where you'll notice that the bosses randomly just attack you instead of your ally. Ha! I want your tail. Give me your tail. Yeah, got it. Cool. Oh, it's still alive. Solaire, what you doing there, bud? What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Oh yeah, he's useless. If you're too far away from the boss, he'll just walk towards you instead of fighting the boss. It's insane how useless he can be. But he gives you sunlight medals. So if you summon somebody to help you, you get sunlight medals if they're in the Covenant, and they get sunlight medals if they're in the Covenant. Their sign will be gold as opposed to white. We climb up the ladder because there was a cutscene. If we talk to some guys, it'll say, go up and ring a bell, go down and ring a bell, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we found a bell. Now we're going to find the other bell in a while. One cool thing is that if you're online and someone rings a bell, you will hear the bell sound in your world. Even though it's somebody else ringing a bell in their world, you will hear the bell ringing in your world, and you'll get an additional Estus flask. You can exceed the amount of Estus that you can normally carry. So if you are at max 10 and you hear the bell, you'll get 11 Estus, which is kind of cool. If you want to go down, you can drop down and survive. If you want to not do that, you can start climbing, and in this game, you just tap B and you start descending automatically. In the other games, you have to hold down and hold B. This guy's kind of creepy, but you could buy some stuff from him. I'm not gonna. If you're gonna buy anything, I recommend buying the Homeward Bones. Purging Stones for much, much later. You can also, if you hurt NPCs but don't kill them, you can come up here and say, hey, my bad. And you can spend souls. You can give him souls, and it will reset the aggro of the NPCs that you've pissed off. So if you like hit Andre and you made him mad and you keep dying to him and you can't kill him, you come back up here, give him a bunch of souls, and he will reset Andre's aggro towards you. All right. So we got quite a few souls. There's a couple of things that we can do. We can go level up our weapon by buying Titanite shards from Andre. I'm not gonna. In fact, I'm going to do a little detour. I should have just waited. My bad. All right, so you can drop down here at the beginning of the game. You don't have to unlock the elevators or anything. This is like literally 3 minutes into the game. You can be at these chests and open them up. Remember how I said I didn't need to buy a talisman? It's because we get a free one here. These items let us invade other people. I never use them because I'm not a jerk. These items are very useful. Lloyd's Talismans. It prevents enemies, like people invading you, other players invading you. It prevents enemies from being able to heal or use their Estus. But it also opens mimics without making the mimics mad at you. So you can get their items without having to fight them at all. Alright. So we're at this bonfire. What's one thing that I can show you? Oh yeah, okay, so let's utilize the Firekeeper Soul. This is a Firekeeper. We can reinforce our Estus Flask. That gives us a +1 to our Estus, meaning instead of healing us 200 health points, it'll heal us 300 health points, or some arbitrary value. Our faith is 9. We need it to be 18. So I'm not going to do that just yet. Instead, when in doubt, pump vitality. Or whatever increases your HP. It just makes life so much easier. Sure. I'll go show you a boss. So we just picked up one item that allows us to cause bleed damage. We currently have the Reinforced Club, which is only 300 souls. That also does bleed damage. So I'm going to use the Reinforced Club. But the Morning Star? Yeah, the Morning Star also does bleed damage. You can roll or jump. I like to roll. Land up here. Walk over here. Pick up this key. Walk over here. Walk around. Sometimes you might fall, so you'll have to take the elevator back up and fall early again out of the elevator. Careful with the camera. If it grabs onto something, it'll flip the camera and you'll walk off the ledge. Now we get to be egg for 10 seconds. What is this? Remember that bird at the beginning of the game that took us away? Well, it can bring us back. But as you can see, it's not exactly the same as how we left it. You can go over here. See this crow's nest? Remember that item that I said was useless? But you can drop it somewhere? Well, we can drop it. Quit out. Leave the zone, come back. Homeward Bone, come back. Or you can just quit out. You can only drop one item per time. Only one. Remember how I said this item's useful? It's because you could stab through things. Ooh. Owie. Alright, cool. You can use a bow and arrow. You can just run past them. There's a lot of different ways to get around them, but I like to use the halberd. I'm a little heavy, aren't I? There we go. You can actually see a walking animation difference between weight loads. Poke, poke. All right. Case in point. See how I'm walking a little bit weird? Or not? Okay, so this is my normal walking. I'm a little bit slower. Each step is a little bit slower. Oops, this is not Elden Ring. Let me put on all my heaviest stuff. Okay. So see how I'm really slow now? And when I roll, this is a heavy roll. Can I over encumber myself yet? I don't think I can. I don't think I have enough heavy stuff. Yeah. Darn. If I didn't have the ring on, the ring of favor and protection, I'd be able to show you over encumbered. But basically, you walk like this, and when you roll, you just stomp your foot. You don't roll at all. So anyway, there's a boss fight right here. Spam roll, because when you roll, oops. When you roll, you will leave the fall animation faster than if you just waited. It's like a recovery roll or something like that. I think it's what it's called. So this boss will make the boomy booms, and it hurts. So as soon as you see him start to wind up that boomy boom like this, run away or roll away. I'll show you the boomy booms. Boomy booms! And it has a delay, a lingering hitbox. So even though the visual might go away, I'm gonna die. I didn't die, nice. Even though the visual goes away, the damage is still there for like a quarter second later. Easiest way to beat the boss, don't lock on, stay behind it. If you have bleed, you hit him 3 times, he bleeds. Or it bleeds. Sometimes you don't have enough time to hit all 3 times, and you have to wait. And if you have to wait, then its bleed bar goes down. But you got this. So the reason why I'm looking away is because, actually, I'll try to show you. All right, cool. I'm same distance away, but looking towards it. Nope, I was too far away. Basically, if you look away, you're not going to get hit by the blowback. Ooh, speaking of blowback. Oops. But if you're facing towards them, that blowback when it's just jumping up, that blowback will hit you if you're facing towards them. See? I'm still too far away. I'm trying to show something. But Mom, I want to show them my Legos. Really? That should have hit me. Here. Hello? Okay. This is just rude. There we go. So I didn't get squashed directly by being directly sat upon, but I could still get that knockback and damage from that knockback. Ah! Ow! It's gonna happen again. Nope. Okay, cool. So the reason why I'm killing this guy now... Damn it. The reason why I'm killing this guy now is because he drops 20,000 souls. Don't do it. And we like 20,000 souls. That's some juicy souls. Cool. And a Titanite slab. Titanite slab will get our weapon from a 14 to a 15, which is the maximum level. Swap over to Drake sword because it'll do more riposte damage. Because this guy is a dude, not great guy. If I use the club, it would do half that damage, if not less. These guys are very formidable, but if you learn to parry them, kind of makes them trivial. That's, yep. Yep. Can you stop demonstrating how to die? Yep. Okay, that's really embarrassing. That is extremely embarrassing. I haven't died to that guy in probably a year, if not 2. That's fine. I am I am flushed. I am just so embarrassed right now. Whatever, it's fine. I'll get over it. I guess I'm just not used to him hitting me with his shield. I don't know. So instead of blocking beforehand, so what I would normally say is just hold up block, and as soon as you see a time to parry, parry. But blocking actually makes enemies do different attacks than you would if you were just standing still. So I think I'll just do that this time. I won't block. I'll just stand there. And I'll just run past these guys by doing this. Let them all run past me. Run and jump. Do a recovery roll animation out of it. Drop down. Spam roll to do the recovery animation again. The guys might be following me. They're not. That's fine. Okay. Back here again. Because those are some nice souls. I think he does the shield bash to break your stamina. But if you don't block at all, he doesn't do the shield bash. There we go. See, that's what I'm used to. All right. He will always drop the red chunk. There's another one. There's another of these Black Knights that will also drop a red chunk. We'll kill them to see if he drops his shield or sword. Not that I'll use either, but... Well, this video is going way longer than I wanted to. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'll wrap it up by doing... there is the guy that gave us the Estus at the very beginning of the game. Turns out he went hollow, or crazy, and he's now mad at us, and will try to kill us. So I'm just going to parry him to death. Notice how the animations aren't very smooth. Well, it's kind of an old game, so be a little patient. He drops a shield. And that shield's pretty good. But, more importantly, it's a required item for the all achievements. The boulder's back there, so activate it again. I'll end with getting a ring that is very useful for future areas. These guys are back, but keep in mind, these guys are not the weaklings that we fought at the beginning of the game. For whatever reason, they've become stronger. And instead of one guy, there's two. Oh yeah, I'll show you strafing these guys. So you can just block and then walk around them. Eventually, they won't be able to turn as fast as you can walk around them, right? There we go. And I can backstab now. There's a lot of enemies in this game that you can just lock on and strafe around them. And eventually they'll show you just enough of their back for you to just backstab them. The Rusted Iron Ring allows us to run in poor footing. In this case, there's Blight Town poop area. There's water in many places. And there's tar in one place. Don't make me do this again. Please. Please. Thank you. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Okay. And I'm just going to use a homeward bone because I've done everything in this area that I need to. All right. So we've got 26,000 souls. Not too shabby. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level up and I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm going to start leveling faith. Right? Do I want to do that? Attunement and faith. Yeah. We'll get more souls later. It's fine. Basically, I just want to be able to use homeward the spell. All right. See you in a bit.